because my father was mostly up north working. This was post-Civil War. And then later, we were moved to Agege, Capitol Road of today. We were one of the first families to settle in that area, where we had all the characters that became legends in our turbulent past residing. We hear of Nobanga, Kusiya Wereleko, Ejire, even Alado will come from Mushi, and they will all come into our house. Because of one reason, my father was a distributor of top beer. And in front of the house was a shop where he sold drinks. So musicians and all kind of layabouts were always coming around there. I remember that Elon Musk, in fact, is an uncle to my mom, was always there. Olowonyo, Oseni Ejire. Many of them, once they come to Lagos to perform, they always ended up in our house. And so the Nobanga characters and Alado and the rest of them were always coming into that place. So in that kind of environment, it was easy for a child to lose orientation. I even learned boxing, just as we were trained in football and the rest of them. But there were values that he instilled in us, the value of education. He insisted that every one of us must go to school. And he insisted on using his car to drop us off in school. So he told us that education was the only thing. Since he didn't have so much education was the only thing that he could give us. And he ensured that we got that. He also taught us of the value of work. For instance, his house, his two major houses, he ensured that we, the children, especially the boys, we had to participate in the building of the houses. So we were the bricklayers. We were the, what they call people. You have to mix the sand and then you put it on your head. And I still have the mark on my head today. Because he said you cannot live in a house that you did not participate in building it. You will never appreciate it. For instance, we had to go and walk. Not because he was poor. He wasn't poor. If he had a car and he had more than 4 houses at that time, he wasn't poor. But he ensured that we went to work in factories located in our neighborhood. Wahum. I worked in Wahum. I worked in Guinness. Many of those places, Bisco, where you really have to go overnight and then you not sleep, then you come back in the morning, you're almost dead. I remember my mom would always fight him that why do you have to send these boys? Said they have to go and learn the value of work. He also taught us how to be respectful of the dignity of others. For instance, the man who took me to a Catholic school was an Igbo man, Bapayinaya. I even thought he was my father because my father was away for most of the time. So he took us to Catholic school. And by then, my dad was a Muslim. So how did we get to where we are today? I think it is because we lost these values. We lost parenthood. Our parents today spend more time at work or in the traffic, on the street. They have no time to monitor their children. So we're breeding monsters. And I think the way we can get back to that is to ensure that we begin to inculcate all these values in our children. And we are likely to get back to where we're supposed to be. I therefore join Simore in this collective drive towards a greater tomorrow.
Are you ready to party right from the comfort of your TV screen? The Rundown's here to save the day. From freshly baked videos to the classics to the youngins and dope conversations, all in one chart. We got you covered. Just tune in to The Rundown every Friday, 10:30 p.m. West African time. The Rundown. Let's turn it up.
Hello and welcome to What Are You Saying? #Ways, where we talk about topics in the news as it affects us all. I am Musaiwame Saleh, and today I'm joined by the amazing Friday tonic of Ways.
Amazing Friday tonic. We have to keep that.
Yes.
Make sure you don't change it next week.
Milola Tiwa Online.
Tell
and
them.
Akanima Ojo. AK for short.
That's the queen wave, isn't it?
How are you, ladies? I mean, we do not actually look like what we've been through today.
I haven't
Not
been through
at
so much
all.
stress today, actually.
Milola.
The rain was nasty, and I dodged the bullet. I was in a bit of traffic, but it was a pretty cool day for me.
Are you serious?
Yeah, decided to take it easy and just
You know, I was
glide
sleeping like I was
with the flow.
drugged inside the car.
Aww.
When I was
And you were driving?
No, I didn't drive. But when I was coming out this morning, I was driving. I literally popped like 3 gums in my mouth.
What time did you wake up?
At 4 a.m.
That's the problem.
Like, why would I wake up 4 a.m.? I was so upset with myself. Because normally, if I program my mind that I need to be up early, my system actually automatically, so my alarm rings at 5:30, but my system woke me up at 4
I think
a.m.
you're just anxious that you don't want to miss it.
Shit.
I think it happens to me, especially when I travel. I don't know. I just can't get over it, especially if it's a morning flight. I just can't sleep because I don't want to hear that.
Sleep is my reset button. If I don't get enough, I go back to bed and I complete the doze. I must
That's why you
sleep.
glow.
That's my secret to a glowing melanoma. I must sleep. I don't know what you guys have to do, but sleep is a must. I can't compromise 7-8 hours a day.
I have beauty sleep for that matter.
It's a must.
No, but I'm actually stressed. I need to.
You've been waking up early for a number of days now.
And the sad thing is I've actually been sleeping late. So I get home sometimes 11, 12 midnight. 2 a.m. I'm still up, so it's been like that the whole of this week.
What's that we say? Thank God it's Friday.
Uh-huh.
And you're not working. Hopefully, you are not
so
working
part, I'm
tomorrow.
working tomorrow.
What are you doing tomorrow?
I'm going to
The
mainland.
farm.
No, not the farm.
So coming to the mainland is work.
It's work. I have work to do. I have to see my stylist. I'm trying to do some photo shoot and all of that, so it's crazy.
Okay, you have work. I have a photo shoot tomorrow.
Sorry.
I better
Try and
have
find
work.
time to rest on Sunday.
Enough of me. I'm coming from a party. So how are you ladies doing? Eki, how was your day?
Today had been mentally stressful. Some expectations were not met, and it really got to me. And then I came in, I wasn't really cheerful, but I saw our guest, and she really pumped me up a little bit because it's like, oh, you look now like. I was rushing, and then Milola Tiwa Online.
Milola
He came and he
Tiwa
pumped me
Online.
up. Yes. Normally I come and I do my rounds, you
Yes.
understand. But today I was just very quiet but it's okay. I'm excited about today's topic, so let's do this.
Let's roll.
We actually need that balance in our lives, right?
We do.
We need that balance.
do.
Talking about today's topic, we're talking work-life balance, and here's what we found as today's quote. So work is a rubber ball. If you drop it, it will bounce back. The other 4 balls, family, health, friends, and integrity, are made of glass. Now, if you drop one of these, it will be irrevocably scuffed, nicked, perhaps even shattered. So let it sink in. While we're thinking, there are some things that can be
They can adjust.
that will go on,
Yeah.
right? Life will go on. Sometimes you think without you the work will not go on.
Have you heard of 1 minute
God bless
silence?
us. Yes, now just 1
Okay.
minute silence.
Just in case.
All right, so work-life balance is the equilibrium between personal life and career work. What impact does it have, on businesses and career growth when you have that proper balance? Nkem Ofonabo is here to discuss this, but first we'll take a break to see what we found in the news. Meanwhile, Milola, I'm looking very Chinesey today. Thank you. I love my outfit.
You look beautiful, my darling.
I love the outfit. It's very colorful. I used to think that I'm not a color person
You are.
until I started wearing color
Colours.
things. And I realized that I think my skin tone
Sits
goes
with
well.
you.
I'm a black person. Just give me black any day, anytime.
I like black, but I love white better.
So this is really nice. I love it.
Pretty.
All right, so today's international holiday. Welcome back. All right, so International Stuttering Awareness Day is celebrated on October 22nd. 1% of the population stutter, and 5% of children go through a period of stuttering. Stuttering is a neurological condition, a communication disorder that prevents saying a sentence without disruption. International Stuttering Awareness Day, is about dispelling common myth. Stuttering is not about neurosity. Rather, it's not a psychological disorder, it's not caused by emotional trauma, it's not a habit, it's not being less intelligent. Approximately 75% of children recover from stuttering with speech therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, electronic devices to enhance their fluency. So all these people that say, oh, it's my village people, that's why the person is stuttering. Did you watch Bridgerton?
Oh, yes.
He was stuttering as a child.
Yeah.
The father now almost like
rejected
rejected, not almost.
He actually disowned him. Yeah. So I
kind of abandoned him.
Yeah,
he did. His grandma.
Yeah.
He didn't disown him really, just abandoned him because we still
found him inadequate.
He felt like he was not perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Found him inadequate.
But have you had any issues with stuttering?
We all stutter.
I used to imitate someone that used to stutter. Children do that a lot. When you were kids and there was a child that was stuttering, you thought it was cool, so you would imitate until the thing now stuck
on you.
So come and remove it.
Well, I was going to say, and before you read that, with corrective measures such as having a speech therapist, or even just consistently practicing or using pauses, or joining a club where you would learn how to speak better.
Toastmasters.
Well, I couldn't help it. Can help you improve. And to think that someone like Ed Sheeran, and we've had some very notable, even presidents that stuttered and, they recovered from it. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we stutter temporarily when you're taking unawares and someone is asking you a question. Or you're very upset. You see yourself repeating a particular word. So, yes, with enough help.
I think a lot of people stutter, and like you said, it's not lack of, not maybe you're shy or anything, it's just a condition, and we need to be aware and make effort to improve on them. Every now and again you find yourself, you break and then
is that one is stuttering or is...
No. Stuttering is actually like a speech impediment. It's different from when you're looking for words.
Yes.
A stutterer might have all the words, but
it cannot just come out.
Yes, vocalize all of them.
There was one guy we had when I was growing up.
So you see them, yes. He was trying to use that.
He would stamp his feet on the floor.
That's a stammerer, isn't it?
Yes, so stuttering and stammering are the same thing.
Yes.
So that's
it's good, at least now. So help anyone around you. Yeah. All right, so what did you find in the news? Let me come to economy.
Please, that's what you did last week, and I'm reporting to the audience. I don't like this attack. Don't mind me. I think I'm ready. So I have a bit of a good news. The CBN, yes, CBN unveiled empowerment scheme for graduates. It's called TIES. It is Tertiary Institutions Entrepreneurship Scheme. It is designed to create a paradigm shift among undergraduates and graduates from pursuits of white-collar jobs to a culture of entrepreneurship, development for economic development and job creation. So they really have come up with the guidelines. And some people are saying this as, I don't know how many of you knew about UWIN. There was a time we had UWIN, also like a youth...
empowerment thing,
Thank you. And it was scrapped by the government that now had
to join.
Now they have another one that is representing what was scrapped. Let's leave that alone. But it's good news. What people have a problem with is in 2 tiers. Is the amount that will be allocated to these people. So I think the first tier is about 5 million. The second tier is about 25 million. And some people would say, why would you want to give 25 million
to one person?
To one person. That's the first one. The second one is, why would you give that to someone just starting out? Okay, that has not. But I want to believe that probably, because I haven't finished reading the guidelines, probably there are measures that they've taken.
I'm sure there will be monitoring.
Yes, some sort of mentorship, and maybe the money will be released in batches. But whatever it is, I think it's a good one. It's good to just start, and then you can evaluate and modify the scheme by after the first one. So just at least let's start first. Let's have that out there, and it's a good thing because the corporate jobs are disappearing. Really, you have in the tech space now where they don't need so much people to do this tech work. You get
Technology tech
exactly. So you have someone doing HR and all that. You have an app doing HR and all that. So we have to have entrepreneurial mindset, because really the corporate world is shrinking. How many people can actually the corporate world employ?
Yeah,
but I think it's a good thing that the government is actually looking at entrepreneurship.
I mean, we always say it on this desk when we talk about SMEs Fridays, entrepreneurship and all of that on our Fridays. We always say that who are the drivers of the economy? It's small businesses,
Yes.
One business like you now can employ 10, I can employ 10, you can
Even
employ
2,
10.
3, even employing yourself is progress.
It's taking people out.
We
of
are the
market,
drivers of the economy. So anything that would push more entrepreneurs into the economy would definitely be impactful to our GDP. So it's actually welcome.
I just really hope, and I want to be positive, that this scheme will run well and run effectively. It might be like a drop in the ocean, but if we thank you, I was going to mention that
the model of Lagos State Empowerment Trust Fund. Do you not
yes,
think it
that has been very sustainable.
Yeah. Why did I forget LSCTF?
Yes, LSCTF.
Yes.
If they use that model, it will definitely work. Because LSCTF has been successful.
It's very impactful,
yes.
very, very impactful. And they have reports,
yes.
and you can trace and actually see what they've been doing and how they've impacted Lagos. I know a lot of people that have benefited from LSCTF.
Yes, true. That's so true. All right, Milola, over to you.
What I have in the news is from Premium Times, is an update on IPOB. And this is the federal government saying that suspected IPOB members attacked 164 police facilities, killed 175 security personnel. That is a staggering number, really disturbing. The level of insecurity in our country is something that is really disturbing. The Nigerian government says members of the outlawed separatist group, the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, have so far attacked 164 police facilities across several states. The armed separatists killed a 175 security personnel and a number of high-profile persons between October 2020 and June 2021. This is according to the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, who addressed journalists at his office in Abuja on Friday. The gist is, the government said suspected IPOB people have been responsible. Now, there's a bit of a shift from Boko Haram to IPOB, bringing about insecurity in the country. Just yesterday or recently was this man that was saying that the president should declare they should declare Boko Haram as terrorists. Now, I guess they're going to have this IPOB people to the people that are going to be considered.
Are you sure these attacks are really carried out by IPOB?
Well, we do not know. They said suspected IPOB members, and it goes to say that it looks like an effort to drive down the voice of the clamor for this separation group, But really, this is what the federal government has to say, and it was the...
Interesting.
The only thing I can say about that is...
that news.
The only thing I want to say about that is that I wish we have the same number for all the other groups that have been put in this category. It would be nice to know what the bandits have been responsible for. It would be nice to know what Boko Haram has been responsible for. For me, I think that's a level of fairness, if you can mention all of them and the damage that they've caused, because I cannot recall seeing this comprehensive report about any other group. So this is not me.
And it's happened very quickly.
This is not me taking sides with anybody. Not at all. I'm just saying it would be nice to know, what these other groups too in this category.
Like if you want to do it, measure it well.
The level of damage
so everybody sees
what these factions have cost,
absolutely.
Nigeria and the government.
I think it makes sense. It's a fair thing to do. All right, so my story is actually interesting because I actually want us to talk about 2023 presidency on Tuesday. I saw an interesting picture that I want us to talk about. So I just thought to mention this as like an introduction. So it says Atiku, Tambuwal, Bala Mohammed have shown interest. This is according to Governor Makinde, the governor of Oyo State. He has disclosed that the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, the governor of Bauchi State, Bala Mohammed, and governor of Sokoto State, Aminu Tambuwal, have indicated interest to contest for the 2023 presidential elections. Makinde said that they are among the eminently qualified personalities.
Eminently
They hear English, eminently qualified in quotes. Personalities in the People's Democratic Party that can lead the country successfully. The governor made this known while featuring on a political show on a sister station, I think Channel Television. So it's actually interesting,
Atiku is not a surprise.
I've been asking. Atiku is not
He
a
has been
surprise
coming
to me,
out, so it's not surprising
on.
he's exactly.
I've been asking that. What's the picture of the 2023 elections looking like? So
Have
I saw
you
an
seen that
interesting, I saw one
picture?
interesting picture. So that's what I want to say on Tuesday. Will you vote for them?
Uwa, I am so sorry, but I looked at that picture. I did not have tears to cry. But I'm like, please, can somebody tell me that this is not
This is a
not
job.
the only choice? Like, these people are not the only. Can somebody tell me that somebody is actually prepping something that will surprise us all? Because really, if you look at that picture, I don't know about you guys, I did not see any hope.
But do you think we're ready for change?
That is the question.
That's the question that we all have to
We want to
answer.
talk. We want to balance our life.
Yes.
Because it's important that who is alive that can talk about 2023 elections. So we need to balance our life. Stay with us. We want to talk work-life balance after the break.
What we do not understand, we will stigmatize.
What you can see is the remaining of the tanker that exploded.
The suspect equally confessed.
A 500 naira they collect them. If you no talk, they go beat you. Now 2,500 they pay.
For me, I wanted to change that culture. I didn't believe that until you see a white man or you see a foreigner in the kitchen before you can believe that, good food is going to come out of that kitchen.
You can leverage on each other's spaces and, sell. We believe in Nigeria, right? We believe that Nigeria can get better. We, the youth, are the ones that can make it better.
And my products are proudly made in Nigeria.
Made in Niger, showing every Tuesday at 10:30 p.m. and repeats on Saturday at 8:30 a.m.
Businesses in Africa can be very challenging. In Nigeria, it is particularly intimidating, and successful builders have learned how to navigate a hostile environment to unlock opportunities. But one major challenge businesses face is how to filter through the noise and identify where their ideal customers exist. Get insight and practical steps from industry players and captains of industries. Hear success stories to help you make informed decisions as you scale your business in Nigeria. Watch Business Insights at this time on PlusTvAfrica.
Thanks for staying with us. Now, work-life balance is an important aspect of a healthy work environment. Maintaining work-life balance helps reduce stress and help prevent burnout in the workplace. Chronic stress is one of the most common health issues in the workplace, and we can define a good work-life balance as meaningful daily achievement and enjoyment in work, family, friends, and self. So how many of us have this kind of balance, That's our question tonight. Please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. So I'm going to bring in Nkem in like a minute, but Ike, how balanced is your life? Just speaking.
Well, in fairness, I think I aim to achieve it because if I look at it, I think that work-life balance 50-50 is a myth. Because there's some days that you would give work 80, and give family 20. There's some days you give family 90 and give work 10%. So, but I tend to want to keep everybody happy at different points. Just as you said, we have glass balls and we have the ones that bounce. For the things that bounce, because I believe even in family, there's some things that bounce, okay? First day of school is important to me, but if I miss it, my kids know that I love them. You get. I try
Open
to,
house.
yes,
Visit.
I try to do that as much as I can. But if there's an important contract to sign, as long as I'm not consistently missing it, I hope that you understand with other things that I do to make up for it. Yes. So I tend to dedicate, in fact, my Saturday, if you see, we have diced and sliced it so that everybody will be happy. You get. But I think that all these people in the different spheres should know that at every time that I'm committed to them. I do enough for my employer to know that I can deliver and I'm committed. I do enough at home for my kids and my husband to know that I'm committed. Then other things, I do enough at Ways.
Yes, you do.
For Ways to know that I'm committed. And then other things that so anytime I'm giving you something, I'm giving you my best for you to have a little faith in me that I can be there.
How about you, Milola?
Well, I'm an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs are not as stable and structured as employees. So you would have moments when being an entrepreneur gives you the chance to pace yourself. There are times when I just deliberately take the time to be with my kids, even though I should be at work because I run the business. But then I have to make sure that the business is ongoing. And there are times when I should be with my kids that I'm at work. We all are guilty of it. But one thing that is critical is we are naturally conditioned to balance our lives. Otherwise, we won't be alive. Whether you recognize, whether you realize it or not, there's an automation, there's a natural process to our psyche that would ensure, just like the way I say sleep is important to me. If I do not get enough sleep, I can't function. It's not even about being able to serve my kids or being able to serve my workers. Do you understand? So we naturally are wired to find a balance. The only thing is, do we find guilt in our path? This is where we need to be mindful with ensuring a work-life balance. But trust me, it can't always be 50-50.
Well, I want to disagree with you because I think that finding a balance is intentional. And because sometimes you can be swallowed up, one activity can actually swallow you up. Like, because I've seen people that have allowed work, because they've not gone on vacation for an entire year because they're afraid that once they leave, their importance is reduced or limited.
I've not gone on vacation.
So they're constantly...
It's deliberate. Yeah. That's what she's saying.
It has to be a deliberate action for you to know that here, if you have worked 350 days and people are not satisfied, there's nothing that the remaining 15 days will do for you.
Really?
I'm sorry.
Right. Honestly speaking, because I think, again, because I'm also an entrepreneur, I don't sleep. So I work around the clock, especially maybe if I have a project that I'm handling. My entire system is just wired to be active until that I deliver that project. And sometimes I think it's too much because I burn out. Like today now, I've had a bad headache from morning up until now that I'm still talking to you people.
Thank God for makeup.
Thank God for makeup and for, what's it called? Milola Casual. All right, so Nkem Ofonabo is a purpose-driven woman on a mission to help busy professionals and entrepreneurs achieve work-life harmony. That's what she calls it. Now, she's a graduate of psychology with a special executive management program, MBA from the Metropolitan School of Business and Management in the UK. She's a certified senior professional in human resource, and she's an award-winning influencer for social good and positive impact. And she's joined us live in studio to tell us how to balance our life so we don't burn out. Thank you so much, Nkem.
Thank you for coming.
I saw you just chuckling.
Thank you for having me.
Dramatic like that.
One beautiful thing about our show is that while we're serving the audience, we always make sure that we bring guests that
we serve us too. Yes.
That is customer service balance.
you know, I mean, she just took it out of my mouth. Today, this one is not for you people. It's not for the audience watching. It's for us.
It's for you.
As in, like, my life is literally, I don't know when I'm driven by work, I don't know when to slow down. And I think it's not a healthy habit, you know, because, I mean, you would feel it in your body. Your body will tell you need to rest. But I just feel like, no, I need to do this work. Right? Why do we always, have that feeling like if the work doesn't continue, something will happen and all of that? What gives us that anxiety like or whatever it is that makes us just go on that overdrive as people?
Okay, thank you. I heard all your experiences and all of that, and you're all correct. Like she said, work-life balance. I like to say it's work-life harmony, right? That's sense. Why I call myself the harmonizer. So I believe that you can't always have it 50-50. You can't have that equilibrium. The most important thing is to be deliberate, find out what is important, look at the critical areas of your life, find out what is important, and intentionally or deliberately, in fact, in my book, The Harmonized Life, the subtitle is Deliberate Practices for Winning in Life and Work. So that deliberation or intentionality
of your book?
has to be there. So the question you asked, you said, why are we always on the move? And you find out that a lot of times it's all about external validation. External validation. We want to be seen as we are always doing something, always doing something. You know, that crave, that drive for always doing something. But you have to slow down to ask yourself, I am busy, but am I productive? So that's why I say I help busy professionals live a meaningful, your life has to be, first of all, meaningful, wholesome. So when you're talking about wholesomeness, you're looking at the important areas of your life and you're ensuring that you are investing in them. It might not be 50-50. So like you said, today I might be with my child, attend school functions with them. Tomorrow I might not be available because work calls, duty calls, I have to be there. Do you understand? So, but you ensure that you are investing in the important areas and then at the end of the day, ensure you're also being productive. So your investment has to be equilibrium to the result you get at the end of the day. So the most important thing is to define what success means to you, not what people define success to be.
Okay, so I'd like to ask this question, how to handle the guilt of, because especially I recall as a new mother, I was at work, but most of the time I'm thinking my nanny was new. Luckily for me, I had my mom around. But you have that constant nag that as a mother, you're doing enough. You know, are you giving enough? Are you being with your children enough? So that nag sometimes, you know, and it's not just about the children, also at work, are you doing enough? Do you earn what's the next promotion you get? So how do you talk to people to handle that guilt when they feel that they're doing too much of one thing and leaving something out?
Okay, so I would say that it's a natural thing for humans. We always want to be more, always want to do more. It's a natural thing. So even in your career, you will be in a particular role for a year or two and you are feeling, I think I need more. I need to earn more. I need a challenging job, right? So as a mother also, you always constantly feel the need to be present. You need to, or that need to be involved in everything. But what, like I said, is to define what success means to you. It's very, very important. So when you understand exactly what you are chasing, because we are constantly chasing something, but what is your why? It's important to find out what exactly
define
is
your
why.
why. Why do you do what you do?
Why do you do what you do?
I connect with what you've said, and one of the things that helped me find my center and my balance, because like a number of us, for someone like me who is very, very driven, who believes that I don't have time, and I can have to do so much before time's up. Somehow I've set a clock on myself just to drive myself and put a year, a age bracket, like, Milola, by the time you're 40, you should have this, you should have that. By the time you're 45, without much pressure, self-imposed pressure, I find myself burning out. I do so much work and I keep creating new businesses. It's just because I wanted to stretch so far But then at the time I had to come and say, wait, you're going to run yourself out of business. You stretch so far, you stretch thin. One of the things that did it for me was going on the spiritual path. A bit different kind of conversation. It's not something you prescribe to people. It's something you find.
True.
And it is by seeking it that you find it. It's not something that I can give to you. If you're not seeking it, even if I talk to you about it, you're not going to connect with it
at all.
And that really did a good number on me in terms of, and it happened during COVID-19. When people were screaming and yelling, it was one of the best times of my life. The kind of things that I got exposed to, the thought processes and the way my mind became reconditioned and start to understand that there is enough in the universe. First of all, quit the scarcity mentality that drives us to want to gather so much.
Yes.
And because of fear of lack, we want to store away.
Exactly.
And that makes us to always feel like we don't have enough. We have to keep doing more. You have to keep pushing more. For the first time, I just chilled. I just pulled back and I realized that at the right time, every of my needs would be met. One thing that I did, which was my cheat mode, was to be able to convert a want to a need. And then it manifests. These are different
Very
paradigms.
critical. In fact, that's
another
another conversation. That's
a different conversation.
Seriously.
Totally. It's totally different.
So I totally agree with what she's saying. Even while I was seated there and you were talking about rest. Rest could be many things. Rest could be you sleeping. Rest could be you realizing that you are exhausted and there is need to just reclaim some time and get in tune with your core, who you are, and ask yourself, all the things that I'm pursuing, does it really, that's where meaning comes, does it really connect to who I am?
What does this have to do with the purpose of my soul? That was my question.
And that's where you start finding that peace, that harmony. And you will, that intentionality to pursue your goals will come in. And you're not going to pursue your goals like someone is chasing you anymore.
You take it in your stride.
Exactly.
So, but my question though would be, is there some level of psychology in creating this balance? Because if you hear what Milola is saying, you know, she has gone through a mental journey, a spiritual journey, where she's connecting with something a lot more deeper. So do you think this anxiety, like I asked in the beginning, it's coming from that place where you have not come to your being, your own, yourself, knowing who you are? So, you know, there's a way you will be so comfortable, just like some people, like for instance now, a Bill Gates, or Mark Zuckerberg, or let's use Elon Musk. They say he's heading towards the first trillionaire in the world. There are some things that he can never worry about. He can never worry about, somebody's about to shut down his whatever, you know, because he has just gotten to that level of understanding. And it's not so much of the wealth that he has. It's more where his mind
mental clarity
is. So where's the connection between work-life balance or work-life harmony, like you put it, and your mind, where it takes you to that space where you are truly, you know, in that harmony with yourself?
I love making reference to my book because when the first chapter talked about designing your work-life plan or vision, so when you are doing that, you look at the 12 critical areas of your life. And if time permits me, I'm going to mention those 12 critical areas of life. So you're talking about health, you're talking about family, home and family, you're talking about relationship or marriage, you're talking about your purpose, right? Friends, social network, your self-esteem, your spirituality, name it, your success and achievement, peace and contentment. When you look at all of these critical areas of your life, there's something that connects you with all of these things, and it's your spirituality. And spirituality is about you, first of all, God, you, and humanity. And so that's why the second chapter of my book talks about that connection between God, yourself, and humanity. So it's very, very important. When you are connecting to yourself, let's even leave God first, because God is a supreme being. But when you're connecting to yourself, you're talking about your body, your soul, and of course your spirit. And that's where The mind, of course, the soul is where the mind is, your personality. All those things, you need to be aware of them. So that's where psychology comes.
Yeah.
That's where psychology comes.
What? Let's go on a break. Drink some water.
Place and it brighten. Make everybody be wonder. Waiting because of the shine. Lush hair, lush hair. Long hair or short doesn't matter. Crochet or dreadlocks can be better. Only for girls we know better. Lush hair, lush hair. So you want to slay? Slay with swag. Gotta be lush hair. Gotta be lush hair. Straight or curly. You know they tango. Lie. Gotta be lush hair. Gotta be lush.
Beautiful people know how to make an impression, and that's why they only trust Lush Hair Extensions to bring out the shine in them. Lush Hair, be beautiful.
Thanks for staying with us. Now, if you're just tuned in, we're having an amazing chat with Nkem on work-life balance. Now, please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-80384663. Why do I feel like yawning? All right, so, AK, you're going to say something.
Yes,
so.
I was going to bring us back to our topic, which is how this balance or imbalance affects businesses and career. So what is the impact on the person that doesn't have this? Whether you're tilting towards the work side or you're tilting towards the personal life. What's the impact? How does it impact performance?
Okay, I would like to say that no matter the efforts that every business puts in to improve performance, improve productivity or profitability, if your employees, that's the people, which is a core aspect of your organization, if they're not living truly optimized lives, all your efforts would definitely be in futility, right? Because these people, they're expected to bring their whole being, the wholesomeness of their whole being, which includes all these aspects of life that I talked about, to the workplace. There's no way you can come to work and then shut out all those areas and say that it's only work.
So those things that they say, leave your personal life at the door and come in.
Well, it's not possible. You're at work, you're thinking about your child. You're at work. The quarrel you had with your spouse last night is affecting your performance. You're not thinking straight.
Well, the perfume smelled on his dress.
Another line.
Right? So
we are touching some critical parts of this conversation.
Seriously, so there's no way you can shut out all those important areas of your life.
Why though? Why? And wait, can I ask a question? Let me not look like you say whatever. Is this a woman thing? Is it a woman thing where
that struggle with work-life balance?
With emotional, so they're able to.
So I will say for women, because we have heightened emotions, ours is, but it's something that affects everyone.
Everybody, right? So both a man and a woman can
because our hormones and everything, ours is heightened, the reaction and everything.
Yeah, we're more expressive in individuals, so we tend to wear our emotions on our sleeves, and it's more evident than men. Men are able to
That's why we do better at work.
So you can't take all those important areas of your life. Think about when you are sick and your employer expects you to come to work without taking care of. So that's why we have incidents of presenteeism. People are present at work because you expect everyone to come to work, but they are not well, and there's no way they're going to be productive. There's no way. Whether it's the wealth, presenteeism. So whether it's wealth mentally or wealth physically, it's going to affect their productivity. So that's why as an employee, whether you're a line manager, you have to pay attention to people, not just physically, mentally.
So you are, sorry darling, you are a HR personnel, that's your profession.
Yes.
Right.
I'm also a life coach.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to ask,
okay,
how responsible are organizations with what you've just said? You know, how are they paying attention to this aspect of balance, you know, ensuring that because I know some workspaces, for instance, they create rest areas. You know, if you go to the Google space, they have places where if you're tired, you just go take a nap.
Yes.
A nap area. Then some organizations have decided, you know what, let's create crèches, you know, for mothers that are nursing mothers, so that they don't get to worry about. So they are qualified nannies handling their children while they concentrate on work. But how many organizations in Nigeria, right, are actually putting this as priority, you know, in their, you know, organizational structure and the drive for their company?
So when you go online and search for Great Place to Work, there's also a Great Place to Work award and all of that. Yes. So you have organizations that have been identified as great places to work. So these are the things that qualify you to be in that space, because your employees feel very well taken care of mentally, physically, and otherwise. And what are the things that great places of work do is that they prioritize employee wellness. So they bring in things like all you mentioned, ensure that health is being taken care of. So they provide health management solutions. Some people call it HMO, whatever name they call it. They provide that. They provide some fitness program. So I remember when I was still in paid employment, right? So usually we have, it's not something that happens all the time, but usually there's a time that, you know, we just do it. We'll bring in fitness or wellness personnel that come in, we'll do exercise. Even before I left with the COVID, the whole thing, virtual work, we still did it virtually, right? Everyone will connect, like every Thursday, we'll have exercises and all of that, just to ensure that the critical areas of life are touched. Also, some organizations are beginning to embrace coaching, therapy, counseling. So these are all ways to help employees live optimized life. So when you have issues that it's not performance related, sometimes performance can even be as a result of some personal issues that you have that is affecting your performance. So when you realize that it's not something that threats will do, it's not something that putting an employee on PIP, that's performance improvement program, will do. It's something that you need to have a conversation with that employee, and you realize that intervention has to, it's not a training intervention, it's a coaching intervention. So these are the things that great places of work has to start doing to, you know, have an optimized workplace. That's what I would call it.
Now this is very good. It appears that structured environments are putting measures in place to make their place of work a great place of work. Definitely. What advice would you give to entrepreneurs? Not every one of us has found a spiritual path.
Yes.
And even those of us that have woken up, we still find ourselves falling asleep because it's a consistent journey.
True.
Do you understand? So how do you encourage entrepreneurs who are feeling a lot of struggles? Currently, one of the things that I do is to try to be intelligently ignorant. I try to take myself out of the situation of this country because I understand that, sincerely, if I internalize a lot of what is going on in this country, it becomes my reality. True. And I start to manifest my predominant thoughts. True. And because I do not want to self-sabotage, I deliberately shield away or prevent. It's unfortunate that because I have to bring what's in the news, sometimes I have to read the news, I deliberately avoid news. I deliberately avoid some information because they are not empowering. And there's a way it affects your emotional well-being and it scatters your forces. Because I know that our thoughts create things. So for the people like me who's found a bit of balance, even though sometimes I still fall off and I have to remind myself and relearn what I already knew, how do entrepreneurs who are constantly self-sabotaging themselves, feeling inadequate, constantly feeling like there's so much I could have done, they see other people appear to be thriving and they think that they are striving and they're trying to find a balance and harmonize their life, what kind of suggestion do you have for
So this suggestion is just for the entrepreneurs, not even around their business, right?
It has to do with their business. They're struggling with their business.
It has to be holistic.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. So first of all, I will say that you lead by example. Like, you are the entrepreneur, you are the founder. Most of the time, most entrepreneurs are everything, right? You are everything. You are the CFO, you are the business, everything. Yes. Right? So you have to, first of all, find that harmony first with yourself. Then how do you now infuse it into your business? Because you work with people. Recently, I had a performance appraiser with my team, and I started by asking them to appraise me first, right? So I was getting the feedback and all of that. So one of the things that was very striking to me was, one of the metrics was empathy. And they said, yours is like almost 100%.
You have so much empathy.
Do you understand? But that doesn't mean the work is suffering. You need to find a balance. How to, do you understand?
This is just touched. There's a particular eatery that I know of. They said the reason that business has been has stayed this long and is being sustained is because the woman, she's very harsh. You know, that because there's a mindset about employees in this country that if you are too lax with them, what is the English I will use now?
Lax,
yes, they would take like take advantage and ruin your business, right?
That's why you have to be emotionally intelligent. In fact, my staff even said, she said, I don't know how you do it. Like, you know how to switch from being a boss to being a sister to being a, I don't know how you do it.
So this is a thin line. You want to be seen as a good boss, you know, where they see you as an understanding boss and all of that. And at the same time, you want to assert your authority as a boss to make sure that the job is done. Yeah. Right? So most employees are not emotionally intelligent to understand that you are just trying to be empathetic. I'm a very empathetic person. But I have realized that empathy in this country, when it comes to work, they take it to be there's a lot of mediocrity in the system. Can I contribute something?
Please go ahead. I'm going to
structure.
I just wanted to contribute to it, and then she comes in. I think that there's a difference between having empathy and putting real structures in place of KPI in mind, because some people either use harshness or empathy, and there is no performance measure. If we agree on, I can be very nice to you and fire you while smiling. Yes. Because we both understand.
Exactly.
It's not about harshness.
You didn't get the job done.
We both agree that you will sell 10 from a fish seller. Will sell 10 fishes by the end of the month. If you can't sell 10, we'll give you 2 other months to sell 10. And if you can't sell 10, we will say goodbye. Every month, you will get a report of your performance. And I will smile while telling you. I would even help you by giving you ways that you can sell more fish.
Let me tell you.
But at the end of the third month, you will be going peacefully without me being harshy, without being
raising my voice. I mean, Pike always says something. Pike says that you say you want to fire somebody, right? That as the boss, if you go, you are fired! You are fired! You are fired because
you keep saying it.
You understand? But you have also exerted too much energy. Of course. When you say, you're fired, you're still fired.
That's but that emotional intelligence.
I get that part.
Let me add a bit. This is where temperament comes into play. What you just talked about has to do with our temperament and how we respond or react to situations. You find out that most entrepreneurs have choleric traits. And say, you don't need to agree with me, my darling.
I don't need to agree with you.
And let me tell you something.
I believe that behaviors can be learned and
we have default mode and default setting that you can make conscious effort to adjust and adapt. But trust me, your natural response is who you are innately.
True.
And for me, when I'm upset, I'm afraid I don't smile. You would know when I'm mad that I'm mad. Every part of me vibrates. You know, for someone like you who has the temperament, because trust me, it explains why you would work in a structured organization, why you would function better as a follower than as a leader. The traits and the personality we have plays a significant role in how we respond and react to job environment. And that's how comes, when she mentioned empathy, I would love to feel like I'm very empathetic, but trust me, I struggle to appear that way. The only thing I just tell myself is, inside of my heart, I know that, I mean well for all that. But trust me, I struggle, and I had to tell myself, why do you have to yell? If you keep doing this, you lose your power, which I know. So what do I have to do? I have to put some measure in place, like a fine, like salary deductions, so that I pinch you without yelling. You see, it all
bring this as a topic.
Yeah, not bring it as a topic, I mean.
Well, it's still part of the conversation. It's an interesting conversation. So what I was trying to say is there's a whole lot that you have to do. But first of all, you as the entrepreneur, you need to find your balance. Then trying to infuse it into your business, you need to put a structure in place. Right? So before I started my business, like I had a strategy session with a business coach, and I identified what are the products, what are the process flow, what are the performance measures, who are the, of course, the people profile, who are the kind of people that I need in my team, how are they going to be measured, right? And during the onboarding session, everything was shared with them. So you understand what is expected of you, even to the extent of weekly reports, how it's supposed to be done. So you understand everything. So there was a business development officer that I had, and the first month, she didn't do anything. And of course, I told her. She was one that resigned herself. Do you understand? Because the measures are there. If you are not productive, you know that you are not productive. You will know you're not productive.
Please, I want to ask this question before we quickly, because I know we're running out of time. Does work-life balance affect finance in terms of personal finance and business? Does it show in your financials? How can you relate work-life balance and finance?
Because finance is a critical area of your life, it affects your balance or your imbalance. So when you don't have money, the things that, what is money? Money is an assist. Do you understand? So whatever it is that you're going to do with money and you don't have it, and you don't have the mindset to make that money, it's going to affect you. You won't be able to provide for your needs. You won't be able to pay your bills. And you'll be disrupted, right? So I always say that money blocks contributes a lot to our harmony or disharmony. And money blocks could be anything. It could be you not being able to earn more. It could be you not being able to manage the one you have. It could also be you not anything that has to do with money, really. So finance is very important. It's a critical area of our life.
Okay, so if you had something to say to anyone watching now, talking about work-life balance, what would that be? What would you recommend? How would you look at, because see, Nigeria is stressful.
It is.
Let me just tell you the problem. See, you know you have an appointment for 2:00, right? Let me not even go to Nigeria. Nigeria is too far. Lagos is stressful, right? I mean, in Abuja, you see that they're a bit relaxed because of the environment. Because the environmental factors also affect work-life balance. It's not so much of, even sometimes the things are not even in your hands. Right, the factors that would create that balance for you sometimes they are not within your power.
A lot of times. So I always
so how do you now create that balance?
You have to. It has to start with you.
Really,
you have to start with you. I even came in to stay at the lounge and everything. So it starts with you. You need to find that internal harmony. Do you understand? Create routine. So when you wake up in the morning, what are the things that you do first of all to create that balance? Visualization, affirmation, meditation. You plan your day in your mind. Everything starts from in your mind.
Thank you.
Remove all those distractions or all those things that would disrupt your day.
What I hear you say very importantly is, if you're struggling, ask for help. You may need to engage a coach or a mentor or professionals in the area of securing, at least, first of all, inculcating the habit of structure. Because if you have a proper structure in your system, internally, you will naturally manifest that.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Today I learned a few things. I learned
presentism.
Just
like you have absenteeism.
Yes.
So people that are ill and they're always not available.
So I know what the term is, but I've never given it a name. I know a lot of presentism, people suffering from presentism. But
They
right
just
now,
want to show up.
They are available.
Because you have told them that they have to show up at work.
they have to
Exactly,
show up.
they have to show up.
They
So,
have to show up.
Just like today now, I think
some people will tell you that my boss said if I'm ill, I have to come show that I'm ill before they will allow me.
Okay, before we go, I think I have a problem with people that they take advantage of the fact that because you have a lot of energy, they want to shove all the work to you. No, yeah. I'm not someone that shies away from work. And I think Dami is like that. I think all my ladies on the team are like that. We don't shy away from work. But I see that in some environment, because they know that you get the job done, they tend to load you with too much work. Because how do you balance that?
It was my experience, I wouldn't lie to you. But you have to learn to say no, create boundaries. At some point when I was working and of course work Monday to Friday, and sometimes the team would say, okay, you have to do this on a Saturday, you have to do this on Sunday. And I stood my ground. I said, I can't work Saturday and Sunday. Stretch me all you need to stretch me Mondays to Friday, but leave my Saturday and Sunday. I have personal things to do for my life. So you need to create boundary, then to say no sometimes when it's necessary.
They will threaten you
and learn to stop feeling important because you are doing plenty work. Because that's another thing. We do it to ourselves. We just feel like, oh, because we're important, that's why they are giving.
Exactly. If anything happens to you, you get replaced. You get replaced.
In fact, these days, they do not wait for the 1 minute to...
As you're doing the 1 minute, somebody has an important mail that they need to send because they'll be pressing.
Exactly. Thank you. I think we've had an amazing conversation. I'm just trying to check. Okay, we've had an amazing conversation. Thank you so much. We hope you learned a lot as we did. This show was not really for you people. It was for us.
And for all of us. Please take it.
It was for all of us. I'm just joking, you know. But I think it's important that we strike that balance, you know. Sometimes you think that, oh, without me, nothing would happen.
Yeah,
Nala, you die, we move.
True.
Thank you so much, Nkem. I hope you had fun with us.
I did.
Thank
Absolutely.
you, AK Melola.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you. All right, so before we go, do ensure you follow us on Instagram. It's at PlusTvAfrica. You see that I'm winding down? I want to go and sleep. You can interact with us further, drop a comment, and more importantly, we're planning the giveaway to say thank you to you for believing in the Waste brand. We did some last week, so keep watching and following the conversation. Do also follow us now. It's at PlusTvAfrica. Like, share, comment, and invite your family and friends to watch and follow the conversation. If you missed today's quote, here it is again. Work is a rubber ball. If you drop it, it will bounce back. The other 4 balls, family, health, friends, and integrity, are made of glass. If you drop it, one of these balls, it will be irrevocably scuffed, nicked, perhaps even shattered. So you have to be very, very careful how you handle and be very intentional about work life. Let me borrow her word. Harmony. All right, we'll see you guys on Monday as we bring another great conversation to your screen. Enjoy.
Hey, what's up, guys? You're welcome to another edition of Plus Event, and I remain your host, Ifeoluwa Oshukeye. Your absence isn't an excuse anymore, as Plus Events is all you need, as we bring you the glitz, the glamour, and loads of fun.
Oh, definitely, by no question. He's a living legend.
Oh, God forbid, Holy Ghost fire, no.
I just want to be blown away. I want to be wild. This is 11 years of doing it.
I'm surrounded by so much positivity.
No, it's okay.
Yo, what's up, my people? It's your boy Starboy Terry. You're watching
Plus Event on Plus TV.
Stay glued to Plus TV Africa every Saturday and Sunday, 4:30 p.m. West African time.